Bristol, I think, is got some problems here. Like their new launches aren't doing well. Merck needs a new hit real bad. I know Merck's hustling hard to do something, but I just don't see anything in their portfolio that could replace KEYTRUDA, to be frank.
Yeah, really bad R&D portfolio for Merck. This is that new drug that Kim Kardashian's taking. Everybody's going crazy about.
It's 2.4 billion USD in a quarter. So Ozempic is now close to 10 billion run rate. Crazy, right? What a portfolio. It's like they have 10 drugs that all work. Welcome to earnings season. A lot of earnings reports today. A lot last night. There's only one way to tackle all of them, which is one at a time. We're going to take a look at Merck. Okay, 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪 was pretty weak for Merck. That's the HPV vaccine. Pretty surprising, actually. All right, so KEYTRUDA was flat sequentially. In prior fourth quarters, it was also flattish, so it doesn't mean anything. We'll sort of see if they talked about an outlook. 𝗠𝗏𝗄𝗅𝗏 was as expected for my model, at least. 𝗠𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗏, same thing. LAGREVIO for COVID actually had a decent quarter. 825. Kind of surprising to have such a good quarter. It's amazing this drug has sold 6 or 7 billion since inception. It doesn't even work. This is Merck's COVID product. Not a good product, but hey, I mean, 6 or 7 billion, it probably costs like 5 billion in profits. When all stocks are going up, you expect your stock to go up too. And in fact, if your stock lags all the other stocks going up, you should probably not be too happy because everything's going up. So your stock's kind of relatively underperforming. If you think about it that way, it's kind of interesting. Yeah, Merck's portfolio is basically, the company's 50% KEYTRUDA at this point. It's really crazy. Not quite 50%, but close. They're almost 50% of pharma. Then they have an animal health business. I wonder if Merck will spin off animal health. They probably should. But spinning off Organon was a weird decision, in my opinion. Rototech was quite weak. Not a big product for them, but still really, really weak. I could see why Merck's down. Portfolio is looking real tired. Previmis. This is an interesting new drug from Merck. It's like a hospital drug. Oh, did okay. About as expected. Merck needs a new hit real bad. KEYTRUDA is just like, it's going to start looking vulnerable in a couple of years. They have to be ready for to do something there. I guess Pfizer's preparing a subcutaneous PD-1. I don't think that's going to do that great. Sub-Q is not that useful. I mean, patients would probably rather take the Sub-Q than get the IV, but it's not like it's some miracle. Atom Pass, 57. Oh, that's the alliance revenue. Okay, let's see, 82 and 57. Noxafil, great name for a drug. Oh, animal health is really weak. Woof. Animal health missed. Down year over year for animal health, and I think they did acquisitions. Yo. Whoa. Bad quarter for Merck. Okay. Animal health is for companion animals like cats and dogs, as well as livestock. Merck is probably the third largest animal health business, maybe second largest. I don't know, that range. I know Merck's hustling hard to do something, but I just don't see anything in their portfolio that could replace KEYTRUDA, to be frank. I don't see anything in anyone's portfolio that could replace KEYTRUDA. You can't really replace KEYTRUDA. It's one of the greatest products in pharmaceutical history, so the best they can kind of do is mitigate its loss. Okay, they're saying that the Gardasil weakness was one time. I don't think they reported Vaxneuvance, their new product. Companion animals decreased due to supply challenges. I'm trying to understand how this is an increase, plus 6%. Last year was 1.3, this year's 1.2. It was a FX thing, maybe. All right, here's the full year guidance. 57.2 to 58.7. Okay, we gotta fix the annuals. This is such a bad deal, the Imago Bioscinces deal. Doesn't make any sense to me. There's like 3, I didn't know they had a BTK. 𝗫𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. This is such a lousy pipeline. A dengue vaccine would be pretty good.
oral PCSK9. Come on. People don't want subcutaneous PCSK9s. I'm not sure they're going to want the oral ones. Yeah, really bad R&D portfolio for Merck. Merck's quarter was a little light. Guidance was definitely a little weak. MK1942, treatment-resistant depression. Interesting. A couple interesting products here I gotta take a look at, but mostly a pretty boring pipeline out of Merck. Looking at its earnings season. Earnings season is 4 times a year confluence of earnings reports on Wall Street. Look at this website. No way. Let's see, Novo Nordisk. I think Novo Nordisk reported yesterday. This is the Danish insulin company. Or maybe the Danish GLP-1 company is more accurate. Remarkable growth. This is that new drug that 𝗩𝗃𝗲𝗅𝗏𝗡𝗅𝗏𝗡𝗅𝗏𝗏𝗂𝗍𝗍𝗂𝗍𝗂𝗍𝗂𝗍𝗂𝗍𝗂𝗍𝗂𝗍𝗂𝗍𝗂𝗍𝗂𝗍𝗂𝗍𝗂𝗍𝗂𝗍𝗂𝗍𝗔𝗟𝗏 Every quarter, Wall Street struggles to keep up with the wild amount of earnings reports that all come out at once. Even with a big squad, it's very difficult to keep track. And when you have a full-time job like me, it's really hard. All right, so I projected Ozempic to grow 40%. It blew that number away. Wow. Grew 45%, but that's with constant currency. Without constant currency, it grew like 60%. Yeah, like 60%. A little less than 60%, like 58%. Amazing. People really love Ozempic, the GLP-1s. Ribelsis is another GLP-1. I modeled it at a 50% growth. It more than doubled. Unbelievable. Victoza is an old GLP. It's going to be declining as people go to the new GLPs. But really remarkable. Now remember, these are in Danish krone. So krone is roughly 6 to 1, I want to say. Maybe 7, 6.5, 7. So that's 21 billion krone. 6.81. So 21 billion, well, it's 2.4 billion USD in a quarter. So Ozempic is now close to 10 billion run rate. Crazy, right? We've got a lot of people talking about their weight loss. 𝗍𝗂𝗹 is another GLP, but that's just for obesity. And that's also having a monster. They had supply constraints for that. So now I think some of the supply constraints are lifted. So that's selling again. And Saxenda as well. So remarkable how great these Danes are doing. It really is an amazing situation. Now Lilly's new GLP is even better. All right, so Novo's insulins maybe not doing so great. Let's take a look. Yeah, weak quarter for insulins. And you know what? They may be better off, I hate to say this, but they may be better off kind of sandbagging insulin, giving discounts, and getting rid of any potential negative feedback, because ultimately, if they're going to make a fortune selling GLPs, who cares about the insulins? Just let it drop. Here's the outlook. 13 to 19% for 2023. Pretty good. They have capacity limitations, man. Very rare in drug companies, you get big capacity problem. They're trying to sell, they can't sell enough Ozempic. It's crazy. They're putting some mRNAs into the clinic. Be the next decade is the mRNA decade. Oh, generic 𝗍𝗂𝗹𝗍𝗑. 2032 IP, but the fact that Mylan's already got a generic ready is a little worrisome for Novo. Not good. That would be a problem. Generic semaglutide would be a problem. I wonder if that's why the stock's down a little. I doubt it, but something to think about. All right, we got Eli Lilly. Told you how crazy all these earnings reports are. Everybody's going off at once. Lilly's gonna have an interesting next couple of years with 𝗔𝗡𝗅𝗏 and donanemab. I don't know if donanemab will get approved, probably. The beta amyloid antibody market is coming, whether you like it or not. Ooh, Trulicity had a bad quarter. Oof. It's not that bad, but man, they're supposed to cross that 2 billion mark. 1936. 3% growth. That's not good for your big main product. How'd Mounjaro do? Oh, Mounjaro killed it. Ooh, okay, that makes up for it. Mounjaro, nice quarter for sure. Mounjaro is Eli Lilly's answer to Ozempic. COVID mAbs are basically gone for Eli Lilly. See how they came and went? Remember when people take COVID mAbs? They did $5 billion over the course of the lifetime. Yeah, I would trade the underlier. I wouldn't look at the ETF, the weird level 3 unsponsored ADRs. Not just trade the local stock in Europe. All right, Taltz had a bad quarter too. Growth has slowed there. Verzenio, whoa, massive quarter for Verzenio, almost like insane. Jardiance's big quarter. Very weird mixed bag for Lilly. Humalog declining, I think that's a good thing. Get the attention off of insulin. Alimta, very bizarre strength there. Humulin, also weak. Olumiant, quite weak. Olumiant dropping, I guess, because of the JAK3 nervousness. Ceram's a little better than I thought. Cialis should be 0. I think they're either stopped disclosing it or something like that. Basaglar, Cialis has been generic for a while. Basaglar, Emgality, looks like that space has slowed down the migraine. CGRP. Forteo, alright. Tivit, very weak. This is the Chinese PD-1 that the FDA won't approve. Retevmo, decent quarter. It's a very niche targeted cancer drug. Yeah, I can see why Eli Lilly is down right now. Let's see if they gave guidance. Here it is. Alright, well, no change to guidance. Some small tax rate change. But yeah, I guess the Trulicity performance is a little concerning. So yeah, kind of some weak pockets for pharma, for sure. My new best stock pick is this Antilia, I think, NTLA. It's a CRISPR company. All right, we have AstraZeneca to look at. We've got Sanofi, GSK. Man, we get a lot to look at. I think Antilia could double pretty easily. I tend to just sell Manuel. I don't think about it too hard. You know, a lot of people try to time their buys and sells perfectly. It's just not what I do. I don't pick an arbitrary number. No, I think you pick equity, something that's equity risk premium, you know, and then you sort of look at how much risk you think that specific asset has relative to other assets. There's also probability adjusted models. There's a lot of ways to sort of adjust for risk. One company I always liked is Ionis. It used to be called Ionis Pharma, if anybody is old enough to remember that. But this stock has been a dog. Yeah, Zolgensma is a problem for sure, but it's really the rest of the portfolio. My goal is like, will they be able to grow their company with other products? And it's been a rough ride for them. It's really funny. They're like, we were the first RNA medicine company. They're kind of jealous of Moderna. Well, we could have done that. Well, why didn't you? The Pyroversin. This is HBV. GSK drug. Phase 3. Tofersen failed. 𝗪𝗏𝗪𝗔𝗬𝗪𝗏.
Gotta really look at these private companies a little more closely. 𝗩𝗂𝗪sin. I don't even know what 𝗩𝗂𝗪sin is. This is factor 11. It's a bear drug. IgA nephropathy. Really good result there. I know this disease extremely well. Complement factor B. Alright, I like Ionis. I don't care. I've seen enough. This portfolio is popping. Let's see. 𝗤𝗏𝗟𝗏𝗦𝗧𝗦. 𝗤𝗏𝗟𝗏𝗦𝗧𝗦. Ionis' portfolio is just insane. It's angioedema drug. Antillia is curing that, but still, it's a very competitive space as well. What a portfolio. It's like they have 10 drugs that all work. The problem is this company's like, it's not clear like what their commercial goals are. Roche will license the IgA drug. Interesting. Good question. How much do you trust what a company says? You definitely have trust, but verify is kind of the point. And there's some companies that are extremely untrustworthy, and there's some companies that are. All right, well, we have Bristol-Myers earnings results too. So let's take a look at that. BMY for any of you home gamers. All right, Eliquis, pretty light. Opdivo finally growing again. Good for them. It's amazing how large the PD-1 class has become. Sprycel hanging in there pre-expiry. 𝗍𝗒𝗄 starting to break out a little bit, maybe. Pomalyst. Well, I thought Pomalyst would go down with Revlimid, maybe not. Implicity 71. Kind of a dead old product there. Mature 411. Reblozyl 199. Feels like Reblozyl was peaking out. I hope not. I like that drug a lot. 𝗩𝗏𝗏𝗏, all right. Go, you little cell therapy. 𝗪𝗡𝗪𝗏 kind of not too great of a drug. Breyanzi, another cell therapy. And these cell therapies did not do so great. There's so many cell therapy startups and stuff like that, and everyone's looking at it like, maybe that wasn't so great. Opdualag, not bad, but not great. A little lighter than what I thought, which is not good for a launch. Abraxane hanging in a little bit better than I thought. Ooh, Camzyos, really bad, weak, 16 million. They've spent a lot of money on that drug. So TYK2 also pretty slow quarter there. I thought 50 million, they did 7. So they better come with the sauce next quarter. Not good. Bristol, I think, is got some problems here. Like their new launches aren't doing well. So TYK2 and Camzyos, they paid a lot of money to buy the Camzyos company, Myocardia, and that's kind of a lousy launch. They're lucky Opdivo's growing again, and Revlimid's kind of having a soft launch, but like Zeposia is not looking so great. The cell therapies aren't looking so great. Bristol's always been relatively cheap, so it's not gonna fall apart stock-wise, but those are not good signs at all.